Hello, beautiful dear soul ones. This is part 2 of the Dark Night of the Soul series. How to survive the dark night of our soul, my soul, your soul, of the soul. First of all, surrender. Second of all, surrender. Third of all, surrender. Literally, I should make a video just repeating the words surrender, 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 let go, surrender, let go, surrender for the next half an hour. How many times do we think we're surrendered but we're not fully surrendered? Or how many times do we see someone, we say, just surrender to it, and they're like, yeah. They're like holding on tight. I'm surrendered. I'm totally surrendered. I'm surrendering to divine everything. But they're so holding on to the little truth and the little physical thing that they can. They're not surrendered at all, but their ego mind and their mental mind is like, I'm totally surrendered. I really am, 100 million %. And it's like, no, darling, you're not. So, how to survive the dark night of the soul? The biggest thing that you can do is surrender. Not like this. Must hold on. I don't want to go into the darkness. No, but truly surrender. Okay, we can do this. We'll get there. No. Truly surrender. All right, I'm gonna deal with this stuff, I guess, and we'll just go there. And no, truly surrender. Lay down on the bed, on the floor, with tears and snot, and you're naked on a physical or emotional level or on all levels, and you're just this puddle of mud, and you just don't know what to do with yourself, and totally utter surrender and say, I don't know. I am fully surrendered. I let go of all of my belief systems, all that I thought I knew, just fully surrender with pain and fear and guilt, and like a little helpless child, just totally, utterly surrender to the depth of your soul like you have never surrendered before. That is how you can survive the dark night of your soul faster. Because as I mentioned in the first video, the dark night of the soul, we're going down until we hit that rock bottom, and then we crawl out of there. So this process of hitting that rock bottom, when we surrender, we can get there really quick, which means we can get out of it really quick. But if we are so resistant and we are not totally surrendering, this period of getting to the dark, to the depth of it, is going to be really long and stretched out long. And instead of it just being 1 week or 2 months or 6 months, whatever it has, whatever your, I have a ant biting me. So instead of it being a short period of time, because you're resisting and you're not fully surrendering, even though you think you're surrendered at times, this period will be longer. So instead of being 1 week, it's a 3-month period. Or if it's supposed to be 3 months, then it's going to be a 9-month period. It's supposed to be a 6-month period, it's a year before you get to the depths. We have to hit that rock bottom so we can crawl out stronger than ever, like hit that cocoon so we can become the butterfly afterwards. But we can't skip it. There's no skipping it. There isn't. So let go of the resistance. Embrace, fully surrender. That's the biggest thing that I can tell you, the biggest tip. Then there are a few other things, of course, we can do. First of all is find at least one trusted person. If we can find, the less amount of people, I think is best, in my opinion, but go with your guidance. One person that you can trust with your life, that you really know, that they always have the best at heart for you, that they don't have to understand what you're going through, but that they will be able to support you and not judge you. That person. Find one trusted person if you can. Some of us, we have to go through it all on our own, and that's our journey. But if you can, find that trusted person. During the dark night of the soul, we question everything. So we might not be able to trust anybody at all because we're going through this really deep change and realization. So that's okay too. But if you can, get that one person. And that is your contact person. That's your check-in person. And we can ask that person to do the following. Basically, you're going to ask that person, look, I'm going through the hardest time of my life. Be really honest. I need help. I'm okay, but I just need, my space to go through this, what I'm going through. And I could recommend these things. You could ask that person to make sure you have food in the house. So maybe that person can every week, do your shopping and just bring some food to your house so you don't have to go out into the matrix, into a supermarket and make choices. If you're in the real darkest state of this, you can't even make choices. I really recommend the food being really easy food, like, get some canned or some ready-made soup, or, really just easy stuff, because when you're in the darkest part of this, you can't even think what to cook, how to cook whatsoever. If this person can just bring you ready-made meals, that would be even better. So you just have to take out a little Tupperware of some, lasagna, ready-made meals. Because when you're going through this, you can't even think and make choices about what to cook, how to cook, and all of these things. The simplest mundane things is like climbing Mount Everest when you're in these states. And let that person know, I just really need this. And then you can ask that person to just check in with you. Every day, a 5-minute call, or every other day, or set up a schedule that works for you, and just so that you can check in with another person. Or maybe that person comes over for 5 minutes a day and just hugs you, and that's all they do. They just touch you and hug you if that feels comfortable to you where you're at. But most of this you'll be going through alone. It's a really individual, alone process. Clear all of your schedule. Stop work if you can. Clear all appointments. You're gonna go to a festival, give your tickets away. Get everything out, just totally clear everything that you can. Of course, we all have different lives, so it's dependent how much you can, but sometimes we're going to be forced into it. You want utter retreat, no responsibility, you don't have to do anything or show up for anything. You're going to help out with this event, just write them a letter, it's okay. Just this is time for you and what you're going through. Because everything you're going to be doing while you're going down towards this bottom pit is just not going to be fruitful for yourself, nor others, nor nothing. It's just, you're not in the right state. So help yourself by just clearing all schedules. And yes, you're going to be like, you're going to feel guilt because, I thought I was going to help them, and now they're going to think bad of me. And no, but I feel responsibility too. Or like, I have to show up. But the truth of the matter is, you're not in a state to show up. This is important right now. This is going to help you be 1,000 million times more functional after you get out of this dark night of the soul. So just clear your schedule. Find a little cabin, a quiet place. If you live with other people, if you're able to fly to a different country where it's cheap and you can just rent out your own little cabin, or go to your family's cabin, or buy a ticket for your roommates, just go out, find your little hole that you can be in with your energy and all this stuff that has to come out. Because when we're pulling someone else into it too much, while we're going through this journey, it can be harmful for them and for you, and it just won't help speed up the process. So that's another thing we can do. Another thing we can do is really knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. I'm going to say this 1,000 times. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And you won't, most likely, you won't even believe me. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're going through this. All that crazy thought and crazy stuff that's going on in your head, it's absolutely normal in this phase. Allow it. I encourage you, don't go to Western medicine. If you know that this is the dark night of the soul, if you're not sure, then maybe you should talk to someone professionally who deals, like a spiritual counselor professional, who deals with dark night of the soul issues, and just get affirmation. But I really recommend not going to Western medication, because they will tell you, you know, you're schizophrenic or you're this or you're that, and then you're going to be stuck in an asylum somewhere, and then it's all going to go really, really wrong. So I really recommend don't go there. Don't do that. There's no need to go to the doctor and the psychiatrist and then this and then that. There's nothing wrong with you. You're going through a process. You're letting go. You're going through the dark night of the soul, and it's a personal thing, and it's going to be messy, and the only one who can help you is you. Truly, the only one who can help you is you, by surrendering and letting go and allowing this process just to proceed as it needs to. Herbal medicine, I do recommend. During this time, our adrenals are in overdrive, our mind is in overdrive, everything is in overdrive, and we can really benefit from taking different types of herbal medicine just to make sure that we can sleep. We might not sleep a lot. We might be over anxious. We might be in a space where we can't even breathe and we're just like, and we just need to relax. So stuff that I could recommend is like St. John's wort, for example, or there are different like de-stress or different herbal like de-stress or sleeping pills. That are made of, like I think, what's the, I forget the names, something skull cap, and St. John's wort, and all of these different things. So just go to an herbalist or get your friend to go to the herb store or the natural store and go find you some pills that help with de-stressing and sleeping pills, you know. And just use those so we can get some rest, so we're not always in overdrive, and just allowing us to release and just be. So what else to survive the dark night of our soul? So this is the first for this coming down to the pit, you know, to the pit of it. That is what I can recommend until you get to that low point where you can just, kind of roll in your own muck and roll in your own darkness for a little while, until there will be a moment until you're ready to like pull yourself out of it and you've had enough of it. But allow the space and don't feel the guilt like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I have to work. I have to do this. No, you don't have to do anything. You need to survive this and go through this so you can do everything you want. Really allow yourself. Allow. Okay. Then as we're coming up after the depth, and be aware, there can be, a false illusion here. We may think we're at our depth. We think or we hope we're at the darkest part, but we haven't yet. Not until you really let go on all soul levels. So don't rush too much to get to the outwards part. But when we are getting there, it'll naturally happen. We will, just have enough, and we'll start to, crawl out of it, and we'll start to be able to go outside and maybe talk to some friends. Another tip when you're in it, close all your social media, just block your Facebook, your WhatsApp, all of this. Just let everyone know, hey, I'm just going through a retreat, personal time. I'm really fine, no worries, but I'm going to be offline for X period of time. So, and just block all of your mobile, just put it all off. Stop. Let the whole world just stop for you. Let it all just go on in the background. You're busy with this, with 100% of your attention. That's really important. So as we're coming out and we're crawling out of the dark night of our soul, every day we're get a little bit more inspired. We can make choices in our food. We want to go outside. We can exercise. We can slowly, function again. And slowly we're bringing the little pieces that has been scattered all over the floor in a puddle of mud. We're slowly bringing all those pieces and like, is this me? No, that was ego me. I don't think I need that anymore. I leave that there. Is this part of me? Oh yeah, this is all my compassion and stuff. We'll keep that. And then you'll find other pieces as you go through, like, is this part of me? Oh no, that is my childhood trauma that I, bring into my daily life. Let's leave that behind. That's fine. And you'll, every day you'll start slowly picking the pieces of yourself back together and really assessing what is for you to keep and what is, for you to leave behind. And that's a process. And that can take as long as it needs to take. Okay? And as we're crawling out, it would be really good. I found it very practical to be doing something, not in the first phase of crawling out, but the second phase of crawling out of the dark night of the soul, something that just connects your brain synapses again, stretches, makes you think in different ways. So it'd be really cool to learn something new, very simple new, that can be soothing. For example, for me, what worked was learning guitar, playing guitar. I had to, make new channels in my brain to understand how to move my fingers, and it was very healing and soothing because I could play, and it would uplift my energy as I play. So, and I'd be active with something, and I get lost into that good feeling. And music is always healing, and I was writing songs, so I was releasing. So music is a great little way, and it doesn't have to be guitar. It can be like a little maraca, a little shaker, or a harmonica, or something very simple. But that's a great way. Or pick up some drawing, some painting. That's a good way. But find something that you can express through, you can release through. Dance is another one. Music and dancing in the house, or go to a class when you're ready to be around other people again. So yeah, dance, music, art, exercise. We could do it through that, but preferably if we could do it through like a yoga or a tai chi, or one of these more exercise practices that hit on all three levels of our body, mind and soul. So those would be good things to do, and that will slowly give us back our confidence. Yeah, and slowly get us back on track. And then I will mention in this next video actually about the aftercare of the dark night of the soul. So what we can do when we're actually coming out of it, what we might experience, etc. Yes, so this will be all for now. Please, if there are any questions, or if you're in it, or whatsoever, chat, post. I'm happy to answer and share. Or if you have any tips that worked for you, write them down. Thank you. Bye-bye.